Hello, everyone, and welcome to A Model in a Movie, episode 10. We just checked because we're dumb.
We're double digits.
65. We're going to be talking about 65 and a couple other things. Gamera Rebirth, and I think you got something else too, right? All right.
Black Coat's daughter.
All right. Brian Clark, how are you, sir?
Oh, my man. You know, school. It's a Tuesday. I just finished. Oh, got my Abide shirt on, which I wore to school today. We had
You
meetings
did?
all. Yeah, we had meetings all day.
Oh, I love yes. When you get to wear normal, like what you.
No, I dress like this every day.
Oh,
I
okay.
do.
That's not
Yeah.
fair.
I had. Well, my students are like, "You're just off." I'm like, "Yeah, wait."
Mine say that, and I have no reason. It's not clothes.
Yeah. But I had a bunch of people like, "Oh, is that you on your shirt?" Yeah, okay. Watch a movie. Watch a movie.
That is one of those just infinitely rewatchable movies. Like, it just truly is. You could watch that. I think all their movies are like that. Like, you just watch them over and over. They're just so good.
Yeah, but that's definitely one that's probably the best, I think, to be honest. But anyhow,
You haven't seen Buster Scruggs yet?
No, I haven't. No, actually, I was this close, and then I started watching the Meg 2, The Trench.
I saw Meg 1 in the theater. How terrible was...
It's a megalodon. I say that all the time to my wife whenever... Well, you don't want to know, but...
Yeah. Uh-huh. That poor woman.
Yeah, it's...
How bad was it?
I'm 20 minutes in, and then I went to go work out at school, and I forgot my school keys here. And then I came back, and I was like, forget it. I had 10 essays to grade. I sat down, started grading essays, and then it was 8 o'clock or 7 Central, 8 Eastern. And I was like, I got to come downstairs and
get
see my bald little friend.
This disaster. This mess.
Yeah, you know.
We were just talking. I had my shots in my knee today, following up on my MRI for my osteoarthritis, which sounds like an old person thing. And I'm not an old person. So
it's all the gray there.
It sucks. It wasn't as bad as I thought, but it still was uncomfortable. But so far so good. Like, I can already tell it's better, which is strange. But all right, we're not turning this into this. What's that?
You're my test subject. I'll be watching and following you.
And my dad is my test subject. Everything so far, it just felt stiff, and then it's slowly like working its way out. So it was cortisone and the gel. They leave the needle like in, and then keep hooking stuff up to it, and then pumping more stuff in. I didn't look, but I could tell what was going on.
So basically, what you're saying is, the past 2 months we've both been awake for things we shouldn't be awake.
Yeah. Although it was like the pain, it didn't hurt at all. It just felt weird. So
that's good.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Other than that, doing okay. We are here to talk about the movie 65. As I just mentioned, we both watched that. And then you watched a couple of other side things, and we watched Gamera Rebirth, which we'll talk about. And let's just go right into it. Do you got anything new to talk about? I have a couple things. Not much has been happening around here because of everything else going on, but
no, I always have something, you know that.
Yes, you do.
I'm like that other guy. Still have Tinkerbell back here.
We're gonna Tink.
Yeah, and I got this going for my buddy, little Boba Fett from Bandai.
Okay. Oh, so that's how big it is. I don't think
they're 1/8, I think.
Okay. Yeah, it's about there.
6 inches, maybe. Give or take.
It almost, yeah.
Well, I mean,
it looks slightly larger than the action figure.
It is.
Okay.
Action figures are like a little under 4. This is definitely bigger than that.
Okay.
So
cool.
And as I posted, I've been deboning. Started the deboner from here to south. And I've just...
That's the greatest name ever to something. Like, it just...
Isn't it great? Now, here's the thing. I painted the skin just flat, just getting started. A couple coats on there and nothing. And then I don't know.
Yeah, move it over. Yeah, that way.
All those little bumps are freaking bones. I have to paint all of those bumps And I was like, at first, like they're in the armpit.
Are they like teeth?
Yeah, they're like teeth bones. Yeah, it's like
Oh, they're like jaws. Oh, I got it. Okay.
I didn't realize that, and I looked. I cut it out here. Here's the box cover. You can see how Jamie did it.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
I'm not happy. I'm not happy, but
It's one little
you know,
tooth at a time.
a little more progress on my tank there.
Okay.
Coming along. Got my army men. They're all grayed out. Look at that. It looks just like army men. Huh?
They do just.
Look at that. I'm
I love
happy.
it.
I'm happy. Now, I've been buying also a lot of paint. I love the Monument Hobby paint. I do.
Yes.
It's so good. Their flat is super flat.
Yep.
So
I agree. Everybody, if you have not tried out Monument Hobbies paint, give them a try. Get a couple bottles. Actually, the sets aren't that bad either. Expensive at all to pick up. So,
in fact, I had the base set that I bought before.
I
bought expansion set 3 and 4 because they didn't have 2, which they've got just some cool different colors.
Yeah.
And then they have these artist signature series.
Yes, they do.
One of those.
Which one did you get? Which artist?
Vince Venturella.
Okay.
You can see they got some different colors, and I bought it because of the beige red because I thought it would look good on the boner here.
Yeah.
So I thought
it sounded like you said the boner.
I did. You did say
okay.
The boner.
All right. Don't paint your boner with that. Might not come off.
It's like a good, good skin tone. But then you can see he's got darker green.
They have a great range of colors. They really, really do.
The purple is cool. Look at that. That's a nice purple.
Yeah, that is.
So anyhow, I know what I'm going to end up doing. And we were just talking about contract negotiations and all that. And I'll be getting a raise for that. And we know where that raise is going to be.
You don't have to sell as much blood this year. I have, for people who don't know, when Monument Hobbies first came out, I think I've talked about it on the show, their bottles were originally like the Vallejo size, like this big. And they've gone to the larger size now. So you get more, I think. I haven't actually checked, but I'm assuming you get more. And I like the bigger bottles. It just feels
the nicer. Bigger ones are 22 milliliters. I can't talk. It's Tuesday night. 22 milliliters. What is the?
And these are 20. So you get two more mil, but still, it's
a lot actually.
And so I'm really slowly like, I want to, like, as I run out of colors, like I'm fighting to replace them instead of just buying the whole set again over and then having them already. So I'm trying to figure out which way to go with that. But Monument Hobbies, great stuff.
And I think the only thing they don't have any clears, do they?
I don't think so.
Maybe
I'll have to check. It might be in a bigger. I know they have a glaze medium. I don't know. I have to look. I don't think they have a matte finish. They might though.
And as a result of buying all of that, had to get a new Typhoon shelf.
Oh, okay.
I just have well, they're just sitting right here.
Yeah.
Like, and that's
boring.
That's not cohesive to conducive to painting. And then I was going to bring this one up last time, and I didn't. I said I got a bunch of stuff from Jamie at Wonderfest, and almost 'tis the season. Bad Santa. Look at that guy.
That was his most popular piece, I think. There, I think a lot of people picked that up. That is a really cool. If anyone's interested in that, show that picture again. It's a really cool, creepy Santa with a like skinned deer head with it.
What is it? It says. Does it say Merry? I can't read it. Does that say Merry Christmas or Merry something?
It says Merry Christmas. I'm almost positive from my terrible eyes.
So again,
hey, maybe we'll both paint Santas because I have a actual bad Santa to paint, and I think maybe I'll start that too, so I can get it done by Christmas because it was supposed to be done last Christmas. And
well, I have a Krampus from Paul also, where where he's holding the sticks.
Yeah.
But I think I'll do this one first.
You know what? Let's do this on Discord. Scott won't participate, but everybody try and find a Christmas theme kit. We can post them on Discord, post what we're doing, and I'll leave the Discord link down there for people that are following along. But let's get in the holiday spirit. Let's get that on.
And you won't be on for another month.
Well, for the live Discord, it's going to be. Oh,
and then,
man.
Then I start basketball at the end of this month, in November 2nd,
so
3rd, whatever.
Saturdays.
So it's going to be, my Saturdays will be right. Anyhow.
Yeah, I have a concert. I've got I think for the last 3 weeks, and then out of town, and then then my birthday.
Wait, it is October, man.
What are you gonna? It's coming.
What are you gonna do?
I don't know. It's still 30 some days away. No, 29 days away. Oh God.
Chase children and roll them for their candy. Is that what you're gonna do? Hey, I know you. Aren't you my teacher? Shut up. Give me your
Shut
candy.
Up. Yoink. Yep.
And I started gluing this together. Is this look familiar?
Yes. What? Yeah. The Jaws water.
Yeah, you gave your Jaws, and you gave it to me at Wonderfest. You're like, here for being such an awesome person, and I was like, you know what?
And then they come out with that giant Jaws.
I sent him a text, Jordan. It's Jordan, right?
Yeah, Jordan. At Vengeance Studios. Yep.
Yeah, Vengeance Studios. And first of all, he's gonna be creating a store in a mall. That's crazy, isn't it?
No, I didn't even see it. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he just posted that it's like coming. He's gonna have a 3D printed storefront in a mall.
So that doesn't surprise me, because in our adventures, Jamie and I, so in Buffalo, we was looking up like hobby stores, and we just randomly found an address. Okay, let's go there. And it was in a mall. I think malls are starting to rent out their spaces a lot cheaper because they've lost most of their stores. Like half this mall was abandoned, but there just happened to be this one thing. And I think a lot of malls are opening up big like antique store type sections. Like they're taking what used to be JCPenney or Carson's or the other stores that went out of business and turning them into giant antique malls with cases and booths. And so I'm wondering, like, if that's what they're doing, that's not a bad idea. For people looking for studio space, it might be pretty cheap to do something like that.
Our mall, so we have, we're right on Lake Erie. I'm 40 minutes west of Cleveland. And I'm right, like, we are right on the lake. And our mall, which is in a town over, was just bought out by our Port Authority, which is nowhere near the water. So I don't know.
So they're just going to use it for storage? That's strange. Huh.
I don't know what they're going to do. It is what it is. All right. So then.
Wait, get it center and back it up a little bit so we get the full picture. Well done.
Go.
Jamie's Submariner kit.
It is.
And what's the name of Jamie's official company, so we can get it on there?
3D printed 3D print guy.
3D print guy. Oh yeah, 3D print. That's right, duh. So stupid. So yeah, 3D print guy. So we're gonna get that up there.
Like the
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
And then it's all right. It's a good size. This is the staff. I can pick it up.
He said he's sending us one to give away on the regular show, so everyone keep their eyes open. It has not arrived yet. I think it's coming soon.
How about that?
Yeah, that's better. That's cool. Man, that's nice.
It is, isn't it?
Did he do it? Is that hollow? The head hollow?
Yep.
Okay.
Everything's, it's really well done. And again, we can't say it enough. One of the nicest guys around.
Great dude. So yeah, if you're interested in a Namor kit, head on over to 3D Print Guy. I'll put the links down below for that too.
Actually, I think he calls it the Sea Prince.
Oh yeah, the Sea Prince. We don't want to get in trouble.
The only thing is, this is a little.
Or Prince Fishman. That's what it was.
Is that Prince Fishman?
Yeah.
This is a little bent his thing, but
just all you gotta do is heat it up, and it'll come right back. Yep.
Yeah, and it's still a little flimsy. I think he did that intentionally, maybe
so that it out. Yeah. If it was
Like,
too brittle, it would snap. So it's better to have
Right.
a little. Yep.
So I'm thinking that might be it. And so, yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, I'm not done. Remember last time when I said, "Oh, I won't have any more for a while"?
Yeah, always.
Also, Jamie made me. This is all the stuff he gave me at the pinball thing. I got my Marvel Club.
Oh,
TV.
you got okay.
He
Awesome.
did it in marbleized thing. Look at that, it spins. So I can always have you at the front and that other guy.
Isn't it cool how that does spin like that? I think that's pretty awesome. It does that.
And this is the fat guy. As you can tell, there's a lot of wrinkles in it, but
Yeah.
we don't have to go into that one.
Yeah.
A lot of people have seen that. And then, of course, you have to have a Paul Gill. And I haven't opened these yet, bud. I have 3 from Paul.
Really? Okay.
They are his Exorcist trilogy ones. I did not open this the right way here. Oh, dude. This is nice. Look at that.
That is very nice. Father Care.
No.
So this is all from Paul Gill, Gillman Productions.
Oh man, we got Father Karras, who I will rewrap here later. Then I got Father Marin. That's weird. There's a lot of dust on, but this dude, he calls me up or texts me. He goes, "Hey, I sent you your stuff." I'm like, "Cool, that's awesome, thanks." And I got COVID. I was like, "Take it back. I don't want it. I don't want your diseased kids."
Wiping his snot on there, sending it to you.
And then he's like, "Oh, they were all wrapped up in plastic already because they were leftovers from Jersey."
Bleach them, just spray bleach them. You'll be fine.
I was like, "I don't want your leftovers. I want originals, man. I'm better than a leftover." And he's like, "Oh, my stuff's high quality." Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay, whatever, buddy. Nah, I love Paul. He's one of those dudes. Like, I'm glad to have gotten into this stuff, the Garage Kid, just because he's fun.
Yeah,
He's a
definitely.
fun guy. Look at that.
Oh, that's awesome.
There's something
With the Pazuzu face there at the
Must
bottom.
be his arm. He's got an arm. Yeah, he's got another arm here too.
Oh, those are really nice.
And then one more, bud, and then it's on to you and your lack of anything. I actually went and bought a new bin, like a storage bin.
Uh-huh.
You've been here, you've seen. I haven't run out of room. I did. I've just got to start putting stuff in more bins and stacking.
I need to do that too.
It's, I don't know. We're all turning into Scott.
Oh God. Oh dear God.
So there's her tongue.
Wait, go up. There you go. Okay. I guess we know who it is.
I don't want to take it out.
Yeah.
This was the first horror film I saw on my own, and it scared the crap out of me.
Saw on your own.
And I didn't want.
How old were you?
I babysat for this 12, 11. I was babysitting. They let me borrow their VCR, VHS tape, whatever. And I watched it by myself. And I haven't watched it again until just recently. And it was not scary. I've stayed away from it for, 40 years, basically.
Yeah.
But anyhow, yeah, look at this.
Yeah, that's great. I love the bass on that too. I like that a lot.
You could make it look sandy and beat up. And
I kind of had the same experience with that movie. I was probably 6 or 7. Like I was really little and it came on TV. I was really little and my mom and my godmother were on the couch talking like, "Oh, The Exorcist is on." I was like, they're like, "Oh, it's the scariest movie ever." And I saw 5 seconds of it and buried my face in the couch and wouldn't even watch it. So for years, I was like, that's the scariest movie ever.
Yeah.
And then I watched it and laughed my ass off through the entire thing.
But you know what, though? It's still great. It's great, though. It really is.
It is a great movie. It absolutely is. But it's not as scary as I think the scariest part are the subliminal things that are in there. When the Pazuzu, the demon's face like, because at first when I first saw it again, I was like, wait, did I just see that? Like, is that supposed to be there? It hits me like it hits you in that like scare spot in your brain of like,
Yeah.
That's gross. I shouldn't see that. And that's like I still don't like the way that looks when it pops up in the movie. But
it's so good. And
yeah.
speaking of, this Friday, dude,
New Exorcist?
The new Exorcist comes out. The Exorcist Believer, and it's a direct sequel to the original.
Do you think?
Yeah, seriously, it comes out this Friday.
Hope. Let's hope it goes okay.
I'm thinking I might go. It's the guys, David Gordon Green, who did the new Halloween movies, which some people like, some people hated, whatever. But you know,
is Evil Die Tonight?
Like yeah.
Oh God. Oh
Look,
God.
not everything's a home run, buddy.
Oh God.
I mean,
that first of the new 3 Halloween movies was decent. When they killed him in the basement.
Yeah.
If they would have left it at that, I would have been okay. What else you got? Anything? You got 3 Exorcist busts? Anything else noteworthy?
Not right now. No, I got. Oh, maybe you can see it right there. Can you see that guy?
Yeah.
It's my little King Kong figure I got from NECA. He's fun.
I got one of those. I like it. I kept mine in the box. So.
I have 2.
There you go. You are becoming Johansson. You buy 2.
Well, I love King Kong, dude. You know that. And then I have that one was the one that came in the colored box. I kept the black and white box in the box.
Oh, okay. Cool. Very cool. For me, I worked on my wolf a little bit. I think I'm happy with the actual wolf fur part of it. I have to do the teeth still. I've been doing the gums. I used Comart. It's right in front of me. What did I use? I used Comart shading gray to do the nose and the claws to kind of get some of that instead. Yeah. And in the ears, because it's darker usually in the ears. And his gums, like dogs have that like black gums and teeth. Like, yeah. So I got to go in and do like a wash of like a flesh in there to kind of break it up a bit, and then do the teeth and the eyes. And I think I'm pretty done with this. And I think I did the sword on Snake Eyes. Like it's done. So I think by next episode, I should be finished.
Can you hold him up closer? So like you just kind of, yeah, that's really nice.
So it's getting there. I'll probably do another like highlight in there.
Especially considering you were like not sure what to do. It came out really nice.
Yeah. It's almost too, like, I don't know how to explain this. It's almost too good fur texture wise. Like it's too much. It makes it, I don't know how to, like, it doesn't make sense. Like fur's weird. Like a little bit of fur you can make look better. Too much fur, you almost wish it was real fur. And this is kind of like in the middle. Like, I saw somebody, I don't know if it was a doll or an action. Someone did a Harry and the Hendersons, and the Harry was fully furred. And it looked like it was straight out of the movie. And it was only like, I don't know if it was an action figure you could buy, and then they made a diorama around it. I got to do more research, but it was like, it made me like, I wish this was like actual fur, but it's kind of cool. It's turning out okay. I'm happy with that.
I've got Paul Gill has a Harry and the Hendersons bust. I have that too.
That's a really nice one too. I'm going to go back to my Blood Bowl dugouts. I'm going to get the static grass applicator so I can finish those. That's next on the list. But print wise, I did print this, another wolf. So this is what this is. It is a goblin wolf rider, and it's supposed to be a miniature. It's supposed to be only this big. And I was like, all right, let's see if I can actually blow one of these up, and let's see what the quality looks like. And this is from Warp Miniatures over on My Mini Factory. And check out his face. Like, it's so good. Like, it's totally cartoony, and that's why I like their stuff. And it looks like old, just fantasy stuff. And he's like got a big spear in his hand, and it's like this, and he's got a shield. So I just wanted to see if I could do it, and I was able to do it. So it blew up nicely. Yeah, I am. I definitely am. Here's the spear. There's the spear. So nice. Cool. So I have him with the shield I got. So that's what I've been working on there. There's a Kickstarter I want to mention from Green Stuff World, and it's for, and I hope it's still there. It's called Darth Black. I think I want to get this right. Darth Black. And it's like that Vanta Black, but not quite because
Oh,
that stuff's super. So it's that really super black that absorbs 98% of the light.
Yeah.
So it's like, so right now on Kickstarter, when this goes live, I think it's still going to be going. If you're interested, you can just pick up the bottle as part of the Kickstarter. I think it was like $10 or something without shipping. And they have some other tiers where you can like get some other things. They also have a Vanta, like not Vanta, but their Darth Black photo backdrop for a little photo booth thing. So I might pick that up just to see how it works. But everyone check that out. I'll put a link there for that.
That's what I was going to say. Link in.
But yeah, I'm excited to try that stuff because ever since I've seen that come out, I'm like, oh, I wonder what that stuff would actually. But I've seen what they showed in their examples. There are some cool lighting effects and some other things. I'll put some pictures up here. But
well, imagine using that with the Citadel contrast stuff.
Yeah,
you do the washes and the gray and the white. I mean, I bet you that would make it pop pretty
There'll be
good.
some really cool. I think some people will find some really good uses for that. So excited for that. Other than that, I think that's it for me right now because
it's the middle of school year.
It's middle school. It sucks. Everything sucks. I did get a new light, but I'm going to talk about that later because I want to put it through its paces. But so far, I couldn't be happier. Like, it's crazy. I got the Redgrass Games desk lamp. It's the dumbest name ever, but I'm going to talk about it more on the other show, I think, when I start using it a little more. Called the desk lamp for creative people. And for people who don't know, and I'll be repeating this next episode too, I usually have a giant OttLight right here on a gooseneck and another OttLight over here on a gooseneck to get anywhere near the lighting I need because I have like a couple light bulbs here and there. I was able to ditch both of those lights, and they're fluorescent tubes, those OttLights. They're not LED, the ones I have. And it takes a while for the bulbs to warm up, and then they kind of get too bright and it blows everything out. This thing's freaking perfect. Like it's brighter than both of those. The light bars individually twist. The thing twists this way and this way and this way. Like it's perfect light. It was expensive. It was another Kickstarter, but when I get some more details and another little bit of use out of it, I'm going to show how it's working. But man, I'm so happy with this light. Like, and it cleared up space here. Just the fact that I got rid of stuff that's been in my way the entire time I've been doing this, like, saved it. Like, just, I love it. So
yeah, well, you've been down in I have two LED, I don't know, like this light.
Yeah.
That one. I have two of those right above me, and I have two desk LEDs on here as well, which I don't turn on because I mean, I only use them when I'm painting, but I mean, you can see.
I'll say it won't even show up on my camera, so I have to take a picture and put it there. But it's kind of looks like a tuning fork. It's got two bars that come out, and each one of those twists by itself independently, and it's bright as shit, and it's dimmable. It's not just straight on and off. You can go up and down. It's awesome. It's
you have to tell me how much it was off the air.
I was I'll tell you when I remember. I don't. It was.
You remember?
No, I don't. It was around 200, I think. It might be more or less. Forever. But I'll have to check. But it was
it's worth it.
To get rid, like, I can do this, not bump anything, is great. And there's not something like in my face right here that people normally don't see. It's usually right off the frame, and none of that is there anymore. And it's so great to it's free. Anyway, our movies. We got a lot to talk about. Before we talk about Gamera and before we talk about 65, let's get into your extra movies here on Model and a Movie. Some of the other stuff you checked out this month.
Well, first of all, Reacher on Amazon. I don't know. Do you read the Jack Reacher
No,
books?
but Scott said the same thing about Reacher. He watched those.
I've read almost all of them. There's almost 30 in the series now.
Okay.
They're great, dude. It's just he walks into town, stuff goes sideways, he solves it, and then he walks out of town, kind of thing. And all the books are kind of the same.
It's kind of like the A-Team.
Yeah, except it's one guy, and they were MP. He's an MP also. Yeah.
All right.
But he's just a bad dude, man. And you probably, I don't know. Did you see the Tom Cruise movies with him in it?
No.
So there was They made two Tom Cruise movies with now Jack Reacher is described in the books as being 6'5", 6'6", 250 pounds.
Yeah, that's not Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise is I think what 5'2" and 110 pounds wet.
Yeah.
You know, so like those of us who are true Reacher fans, we were like, oh, okay, they were faithful to stories, but this dude, holy cow, he's a mountain. Like he's massive. He's just huge.
Okay.
He's mad, and he's got the Reacher's really flat as far as his delivery of things. He's just to the point, and he's got it down. He's
got
great.
The character down. That's great when they do that.
Yeah,
when they actually make it like the book. Wow.
Yeah, I hope they make. You can make years of episodes with this, and it's only 8 episodes, so it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
So 40-45 minutes each,
which is the opposite of Interview with the Vampire, where they did that series.
On ANC. Yeah, I didn't watch it, so I don't have the.
And that's one of my favorite series of all time. Book
really? Well, why am I?
Yeah, you shouldn't be surprised. Like, love that book, and they just.
The TV series or the movies?
The TV series. The movies, no good either, but better than what they did on the TV show makes me angry.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Yeah, well.
It's not for me anymore. I have the books.
That's right. That's the thing. You can't ever, that's how I kind of approached it too. But then I watched The Black Coat's Daughter with Emma Roberts.
Okay.
And it's 5, 6, 7 years. I was just flipping channels on the old Showtime or whatever, and it popped up. It was really good. It kept me.
Black Coat's Daughter. Okay.
Black Coat's Daughter, and it's basically this young, and it takes a little bit of time. Because there's flashbacks that kind of really like slide into it smooth, and you're not quite sure what's happening, and then it kind of in the last half hour it clears itself up. And dude, really good movie. I don't want to spoil it because it's a movie you can't spoil, but it's a girl who is basically in a boarding school. Her parents die, and no one picks her up for the holiday, and she's there with another girl whose parents don't pick her up, and stuff.
Okay, all right,
so
check it out.
Good, it's really good.
I want to go back to our comments on the last episode. Spike said his prediction. Did you read his prediction for 65 for this? What he said we were going to predict. He said you're going to give it a B, and I'm going to hate it because it's not miserable enough. And it made me realize. It made me check my. Thanks, Spike, because you're right, and it made me totally like not right about what I'm going to say, but I love miserable movies, and it's the perfect word I've been like looking for all this time. I love miserable movies. That's I totally do. So he got me pegged. Anyway.
You like The Black Coat's Daughter.
Okay. All right. I was going to say, is it miserable? Because
miserable enough for you. Trust
all
me.
right. All right. Good. Very good.
And it's snowy. You like snow.
Oh, snow and misery. Awesome. Oh, that's great. So, all right. What else did you check out? Anything?
Like I said, I started the Meg 2. Yeah, 20 minutes, and I haven't finished it yet. Whatever. I'm not in a rush to finish that one. I'm okay.
The first one was there was parts, but it just felt like a movie made for China, and it really bothered me. Like I could just totally tell that it wasn't made for the United States, and I don't know, it was weird.
Yeah, it could have been better. When you have a giant shark, there's just so many things you can do, and that, from my understanding, they just make them bigger in this one. So whatever. What are you gonna do?
Oh man! All right, let's talk about Gamera Rebirth. I'm surprised you watched it. Did you watch all of the episodes?
That dude, was a great because they were 40 minutes.
Yeah, they're about 40 minutes each. There's 6 episodes, and okay. For people who don't know, on Netflix, there's a new Gamera animated series. And what'd you think? Let's just start there.
I didn't hate it.
No.
I didn't hate it. No, so we talked Sunday, and you had, I told you, I knew who Gamera was, but I had never seen any of the movies. But I noticed that there's some kaiju type stuff that you just get like the little kids with the connection and that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. Was it Mothra who had that connection also with the little
Mothra
fairy
did,
girls or whatever?
there was Mothra, and then there's that dream
I'm not
sequence one. Yeah.
so
Mothra had
it,
the twins, and then that
well,
girl.
yeah,
Yeah.
in the cage. They were like in the cage or
Yeah.
whatever. But so like the ESP spoiler type connection between the kids and the monster and um I don't know. I mean, I didn't hate it. I enjoyed watching
And
it.
this coming from someone, you said you've never seen a Gamera movie, right? Like, not,
No.
which surprises me. Like, as a kid, I watched them, like, when Godzilla wasn't on, if they're Gamera, I always watched Gamera with as much reverence as I did for Godzilla. Like, it's still, and Gamera was always more violent and more goofy. Like, like, they went, I always tried to, like, think one up Godzilla with their monster designs and just went, they were just crazy ideas. And they looked ridiculous in costume form, what they did, which is why I like this a lot, is because it took those really goofy designs and made them cool. Like, it made them work.
Were
So
they
like the one,
were the guys, are they based on the ones from from the movies?
yeah, all of the ones that were on this were originally in the movies at some point. Like, there
'Cause I
was
like
direct,
the big sword nose thing.
yep.
What was that? He was cool. I liked him.
That's Guron's the one
Yeah.
with the knife head.
He was cool.
Yeah. There, and like, but in the movies, it's a guy walking on his hands and knees. Like, and it just looks,
Yeah.
goofy. And he has these, like, in this, he has these little like Chinese stars that shoot out of the side of his head. And they did it in there. And like, Gamera always got hurt in the movies. Either got an arm chopped off, got cut, stabbed, bleeding. It's always been a more violent show with like, and more like people getting hurt, like destruction wise.
Yeah.
And like parts, like, it's always had kids involved in some way. And there was even a part where they had an American kid and a Japanese kid in the one movie. I forget which one it is. And the whole point was they were going to do some crazy brain transplant on this kid. And so they end up shaving his head, where they're going to cut his head open. And it's like, as a kid, you're like, oh my God, they're going to cut that kid's head open, to the point where they shave this and they escape and run away. So there's always, and even Paul Gill and I talked, there's a scene, and we remember it to this day, where it's just like, it's like a film they're showing in the Gamera movie of an elephant, and they're talking, it's like a doctor, like a veterinary video, and they show the elephant's trunk get sliced open, and there's all these like worms or something in there, and like it grossed me out as a kid, and I still think about it and it grosses me out. So it's always been weird. It's always been far jankier than Godzilla, like terrible, until 1995, when Guardian of the Universe came out, and Attack of Legion in 96, and 99 Revenge of Iris. There's a new series of 3 Gamera movies, and they blew away, in my opinion, what some of the newer Godzilla movies of that time were, with the special effects that they did. And they, like, it made Godzilla look terrible in comparison, I thought, with some of the stuff they did during that same time. And they took parts, I think, from all of Gamera history in this 6-episode series, and like, there was direct ties to all of it. Like, it was just, you could see where it came from. And like, what I didn't like was the animation. Like, what the crap? The monster parts were okay, but and I think I don't know what Netflix is doing, because it's very similar to some of the animated Godzilla they did, where it's like, I don't even know what to call it. It feels like 3D animated, 3D generated computer graphics done to look 2D style, but it just, with the people part, it doesn't work. Like, I just wish it was.
I would argue that the people are okay in the background. All the soldiers look good. It's the main characters who don't look good.
And that's what I mean. Yes, the main characters, like when they're talking, their hair, that way the hair is animated, it's really chunky, and it's a style decision where, like, if someone had a comb over like this, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4 sections of hair instead of like, and it's a really weird nitpick, I know, but if you watch it, you'll know exactly what we're talking about. The animation, it's almost like it looked motion captured at times too. And I don't know if, but that aside, once I kind of got past that, I thought the monster fights were great. Like they were really cool. They were really cool and bloody and violent, just like they were in the show. And even like when the monsters are attacking people, when they first start shooting those lasers and they're cutting limbs off of people,
Yeah.
it's like awesome. Like that's great.
Yeah.
I just wish I wish the people animation was better. And then Spike, it gets miserable. It gets dark. There is the premise of all of this. And if you're spoilers, because this one, we spoiled the main movie. I'm going to spoil this a little bit. They're trying to feed children to the kaiju based on their DNA so that it would become the one that like destroys the world. So they're looking for that one kid that they can feed to the monster. So that monster becomes a super monster that will wreck everything. And they have, depopulate the entire Earth. They're on a moon base. They're going to come back and repopulate the Earth. Dark. It gets like there's some really dark parts in this, which I really liked. My favorite, again, spoilers, that last shot the camera does at the moon, all of his energy
all the way right through,
it just shoots through the moon and destroys all those people on the moon that have been doing. Was awesome. I love that part of it. And the other thing I almost said that for I'm trying not to swear. Effing hated was Gamera's theme music. It was like a Ford truck commercial. Like it would kicked into this like guitar riff of like a beer commercial or a truck, like a Manly Man commercial. Every time it started doing it, I'm like, it took me right out too. But other than that, I love the fights. The animation with the monsters I thought was really cool. The explosions look cool. Like they did a really good job on this. And the smoke effects were like all that was great. And if you want, check it out. It's Gamera Rebirth. I think all of the, like if you go and look at especially Zigra, which was the underwater one, go look up the original, what that thing looks like. It's so goofy. And all of them. Like
where can I see the original? Like,
I think if you just go in, if you go to Gamera, like the Gamera wiki and go to you can pull up, it shows you each video. Like if you just type in Zigra.
I liked it. I really did like it.
Yeah. If you're going to watch a Gamera movie, I highly suggest those 3 from the 90s. Watch those 3 and then kind of go back and watch some of the other ones. Gamera the Brave, very similar to this. Starts out with some kids finding a little turtle and it turns into like a bigger Gamera that saves it's awesome. Like some really good stuff. So this was
I even like the Pacific Rim movies. I like the stuff. I just never watched Gamera.
And I will tell you, go back. I talked about it on the show. Pacific Rim Black is great on Netflix. It's cute. Yeah.
I've never watched.
I thought I think it was better than the movies, like what they were doing with that. So
and I like I said, I like I know a lot of people didn't. The sequel wasn't as good, but the first one was really good.
Yeah. They were like, it could have been, I wish there was more to it, I think, when it came down. And I think that the animated series kind of picks up some of that and gives you what you wish some of that would have been. And again, for these kaiju movies on Netflix, Godzilla Singular Point, absolutely worth watching. Anybody who likes Godzilla, even if you're not into anime, I think it's a great Godzilla story. So, all right, Gamera Rebirth, totally worth
the time.
If you can, if you're one of those people, fast forward through the people parts. It's worth seeing the monster redesigns, and it's worth watching the monster fights. They're cool. They do a good job with some of that stuff.
So you were really happy with it, huh? All of it.
I'm trying. What didn't I like? There was something. Why? What'd I miss?
I just know you're.
I was like, I know. Yes, I get picky. There was, and I know what part you're talking about. Now I know. Wait, did you watch it in English or in Japanese? I know you probably watched it.
English.
See, I watched it in English too. I wish I watched it in Japanese because that one part where the one boy ends up being a girl, I knew there was something up, and I kind of figured it was a girl from the beginning. So it wasn't like
it was a girl.
It was a girl. I kind of figured that's where they were going, and I'd like to know if that's pushed in the Japanese version. So I kind of want to go back and see if that was just for us.
And it's funny because I was watching it. I was like, "Oh, here we go. Here's what my man's not going to like this movie." I'm enjoying this.
It
already.
was. It did. You're right. I totally. Yeah. But I knew something was up. I think what the character turn, the character turn on the other girl, the main like that. I was like, holy cow, that's pretty dark. That went when she's anyway. I'll let people have. I won't spoil all of it.
No,
Totally worth watching. Check it out.
it is, and it's set
Okay.
up for a sequel series too.
Totally
For
set
sure.
up, and I hope they do a sequel because there's more creatures they can do that they didn't
And
have in there.
it was honestly, I watched it when I was donating my plasma. So and it takes about 40 minutes, so it was perfect, one episode each time, and it was really the time flew by. So
I'd love to see some kits from those kaiju. They were like,
well, you saw
well
that
done.
X Plus has a Gamera coming, right?
So that's from that other series I was just talking about. So the one that X Plus came out with before is Gamera 3 from the third of those three movies from the 90s. And the one that they just showed is from the second one, which is with Legion. So it has the Legion monster coming and that Gamera 2. So those they're small again, but that's okay with me with that kind of stuff. The days of my giant Godzillas and Gameras, I have enough to build as it is. I'd like some smaller ones and just do some small little.
I have the who put out that was it Polar Lights that put the big Godzilla out where it's holding the trains again?
It's right there. I see it in your back. I see it right there.
Where?
Right in the middle. Next to the King Kong. Yeah. It was Polar Lights. Yeah. I think someone else picked it up. Is it Polar Lights still?
Well, I don't know. That's what it is on my.
Okay.
I bought it when it first came out, but that's the only Godzilla one I have. I think.
Really?
And,
okay.
I have the Goon Platoon.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I have a lot of Godzilla stuff.
Gorgon. Not Gorgon. What's it? What's the name? Gorgo. I got Gorgo.
Yeah, Gorgo.
But yeah, I don't.
Yeah, you're not a big monster. Yeah, that's fine.
I love monsters. That's weird, but whatever.
It's weird. Like, I'm always like, why do you need a million Frankensteins? But then I'm the guy with a bunch of Godzillas. So it's like,
dude, we like what we like, man.
Yeah. All right, let's get into our main movie, 65, and this was my choice. So I will go over the premise of the film. So people who are not familiar, 65 came out in theaters, it's on Netflix now. So if you want to go and watch it and come back to this, we're going full spoilers on it. The premise is there's a spaceship carrying some cryogenically sleeping stasis people, and it hits an asteroid, crashes on Earth, crash landed 65 million years ago.
Spoiled it, man. See, that's the first you gave it. This title doesn't even show up until like 20 minutes into the movie. You assume that these are people on Earth.
Yeah, but if you watch the movie, you see the title when you click on it or go buy the ticket. It's 65. You know you're going to see 65.
65 million.
So yeah. So they crash on Earth. Everyone dies except the pilot, and he finds one lone survivor, which is a little girl. He has left his wife behind to take this 2-year trip to run these settlers somewhere, I think is what the premise is, what I picked up from it somewhere. And he was going back to find his sick daughter, and they crash on Earth when there's dinosaurs. And he wants to get off the planet and back to his family. That's the premise of the movie in a nutshell. I didn't hate it. I think that the length of this film was perfect for what it was. It was only like an hour and a half, which I think is 90 minutes for something like this is perfect. And I think more movies need to do that. Coming from the Lord of the Rings guy who wants a 3-hour movie, but this is not one of those movies that
shorter.
Could have been shorter.
5 minutes and done.
So I think it was perfect. It didn't overstay its welcome for me at all. I think it's like your point A to point B. We got to get off this planet and get back out. That being said, Wow. Let's see if you picked. I want to see if you picked up on the same thing. What'd you think?
I liked it the first time I saw it, like 20 years ago, when it was Tom Hanks with a Wilson volleyball, which is basically the same freaking movie, only it's on Earth and it's not with dinosaurs. It's just a survival movie. And that's kind of like the little girl, Koya, I think her name is. She's the volleyball, and Adam Driver is the Tom Hanks character. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I'm watching this. I'm like, I've seen this before. And I don't, and it's Castaway.
Yeah. It reminded me of like a old, like Saturday afternoon movie you'd watch, like
Yeah.
complete with quicksand. Like,
Dude, yes. Oh my God.
like,
The quicksand scene.
like really? Like, I thought we were done with quicksand in movies. Like what? Like every possible cliche, like to step in front of him.
I want to say the last time I saw a quicksand was in Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull, right? There's quicksand in.
Yeah.
Call it a snake.
Yeah.
I think that's and all the Tarzan movies that we would watch as kids, those everyone had quicksand in it, I think.
Yeah. And Three Stooges, like that's sort of just old timey. We're gonna throw some quicksand here because we need some drama. And
they didn't need the quicksand.
No, not at all. And I think
set up Koya saving, what is his name? I don't even remember Adam Driver's name. But that happens a lot, doesn't it? But it's set up where she's kind of saving him in the second half of the movie.
Because you can't have men do anything of importance anymore. And he's drowning in quicksand. She's fighting a raptor, like, and saving and getting it stuck in a log. But again, she bumbles her way through and saves the day for them, I think.
She used the little mini hand grenade.
Yes. Yeah. What is his character's name? I don't even know if they ever said it.
Oh, either.
They had to at some point. He plays.
I could have sworn he was pointing at himself and saying,
I'll give you 50 guesses and you'll never guess it.
Is it Steve?
It's Mills. It's Mills.
Mills. Yeah. I don't think I remember them ever saying.
And it is Koa. His wife's name was Nevine's mom. His daughter was Nevine. And
Nevine's mom.
The name and Zoic's ship is Brian Dare. There's only 4 people in the entire movie, which like that are credited as act. Like really, the rest are just faces or in the stasis chambers. You never see anyone else. And I think that's my main problem. My biggest problem with this movie is that it's people. It makes no sense. Why are people coming here 65 million years ago?
I was wondering where the spaceship was. I was like, that's not historically accurate. They blew there should be spaceship chunks everywhere because historically, I know. Hey, at least all the Bible thumpers now, they can argue that man was here with dinosaurs. So we all
dude, God just punished you. He just slowed your mic down. He totally messed with your internet when you said that.
Did he?
Slowed it way down. Yeah. Say it again.
We can say other things. No, I just said that it's the Bible thumpers and the belief that when people are like, oh well, where's the dinosaur? If it's only 2,000 years old, and this answers the question, even though it says 65 million years ago. People were with dinosaurs.
I don't get that decision. I know I do get the decision because you can never have a movie without people in it. They never do that. And it really.
Well, yeah, you can.
The only time. All right. Can you name a movie without people?
Secret Life of Pets. No, there are people in there, isn't there?
Dark Crystal. There's no humans.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Like, there's no other. Like, they always have to find a way to put people. This, in my opinion, like if they would have done it like Enemy Mine, where you had an alien crash on Earth, and then you figure out, oh crap, he's on Earth. These are dinosaurs. He's on our planet, 65. And you don't even have to like make it look like have the guy wearing a space helmet the whole time. So you don't know Like give him 3 fingers and put a space helmet on him so you don't have to do a CGI face or anything, but don't make it humans. I don't get that at all.
Well, the good thing was he spoke English, and that was what's important.
And they said kilometers.
Kilometers.
The computer and the ship goes, the ship is 65, or it's 65, 3 kilometers away. At least say clicks like Star Wars does or something. Make up some dumb unit of measure.
And honestly, that's what's parsecs, by the way, in Star Wars.
Parsecs. There you go.
my nerd part. Cha-ching. The thing that it did, I noticed it pulled me out. It did, because you're always talking about things that pull you out. This pulled me out, and I was like, why would they call it water? Why would they call it like, whatever? And then I don't know, but there was stuff that just kind of it just grabbed me and was like, no, you're not going to believe this at all. And it just kind of stuck.
And I think it would have been like the thing that would have made. Okay. I've told you a million times to watch this. You have to watch it now. Primal.
On HBO Max.
On HBO Max. Everybody watch Primal. Because there are direct lifts from Primal in this. Like, okay. The whole part with the geysers, that happens in Primal. Yeah. Like, and I couldn't, but that's what makes Primal great. It's a caveman and a dinosaur. The caveman doesn't speak at all. And it's all done with just facial expressions and noises and where I think that's where this movie would have been a zillion times better if there was no speaking and it was just a guy or an alien. Like, he's technically an alien because he's not from here, but someone who doesn't look human crashes on this world, turns out to be Earth, and he's just trying to find his way off the planet. And if you just did it like that, it would have been fucking fantastic.
He and the girl would have to communicate. So even if they did like the original Star Wars, where when you're talking an alien language and it pops up on the bottom, subtitle it.
Yes.
Pretty cool.
Yes.
That would have been awesome. That's what I thought. I was like, and that's what I did. I was like, imagine if they just subtitle the whole thing, and you know why they don't do that, because people don't want to read.
Because people are dumb and don't want to read. Exactly. They gave her a separate language, and that he didn't understand, but he spoke English, and she spoke some other language from another colonies, they said. So
she was like from the north or something.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, but then have him not speak English. But you're right. It's because people don't want to read subtitles. I don't know how many times I've heard someone say, I don't want to read those, but then don't talk, make it all visual. That's why Primal is so good. Like, Primal is so good.
How many episodes are there? There's like 6 or 7.
There's 2 seasons or 3 seasons. And it's not that it's a fast watch. It's so good.
I'll watch it.
And my other huge problem with this. Wait, I'm going to say my favorite part.
Okay.
Can you want to guess? Do you know what it is? Because I like miserable things.
When he falls out of the tree all the way down, boom, 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 boom.
Dude, he gets messed up. It's the crowd.
He gets hurt a lot of this, doesn't he? But
he does.
No. When we find out that his daughter's dead.
No, not that. That is pretty miserable. But I kind of saw that coming. When they save the dinosaur from the tar pit, the baby dinosaur with the big doe eyes, and they're like, "Oh, here, set it," and it's instantly ripped apart by other dinosaurs. Fucking love it. I was just like laughing myself. I thought it was great.
Yeah, and the look on her, she was really good.
She was good. I thought she did a really good job in there. I thought too.
You reminded me. Did you ever see Logan?
Yes.
The Wolverine movie. You reminded me of that.
Yeah, she did a little bit. You can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was
choice opportunity there, but
the other thing that really bothered me was the asteroid as an extra layer of we got to get out of here, which. Okay, and that's the reason his ship crashed, because he went through the tail of that asteroid or comet, whatever it is. It crashes. If that's the one that ends the dinosaurs, it crashed in the wrong place, and that bugs me too, because they always say it crashed in the Gulf of Mexico. But I'll let that slide. But you don't need that. I don't think you needed the extra. We got to get out of here. Just all you have to do. Hey, my oxygen's running out, and you have the same tension. We only have 2 days of tanks. You don't need the entire giant spectacle of. It was too much. It was just
There
too
was
much.
for an hour and 30 minutes, they had a lot going on.
Yeah, and you know what? So I went and I looked up the directors. There's two directors. They're responsible for A Quiet Place, which I thought was pretty good. And this, I could see kind of some of what they did. And that's what makes me even madder, because Quiet Place, there was like barely any talking. It was very like, like that was the whole point of the movie, was sound design and listening and hearing things. Whereas I think with this, you could have done that same thing, is no words. I'm on this planet. Even if he was by himself and didn't have the girl, and just have this guy, like you said, make it more like Tom Hanks trying to get out. Like,
but you got John Krasinski, isn't that how you say his name?
Krasinski, yeah.
Not Kaczynski, that's a different guy.
Kaczynski, he lives over here, like around the corner from me.
He was part of the writing group of that too.
Yeah.
So I think that with him writing it and getting that and being producing, he didn't, there's not an ego involved. I like Adam Driver as an actor. I really do. He's an intense dude. He's really good. I thought he was the best part of the second trilogy, or the new trilogy of Star Wars movies. Good actor. But I can see him going, look, if I'm going to be in this, I'm going to talk.
Yeah.
See that a little
I can see that. And I think he did a good job in this movie for what it is.
Yeah.
You believed he was in pain. Like, it looked like he got hurt. He's a former Marine? Former military guy. And I actually listened to an interview with him where he got hurt and they made him leave. And he was like mad that he had to leave. And that's how he ended up acting. And you can tell the way he handles himself, like you can tell, like he's believable as that. And
for me, the most intense whole part of the movie, he's alone. His daughter's dead. He's going to kill himself. It was fantastic. The acting of that was great.
Yes.
It was.
But my butt to that is, it went to that so fast.
Yeah.
Like, instead of like giving it a day, like, let me see where I am. And then, oh shit, I'm not getting out of here. Clunk. Like, I'm going to do it. And then something happens. But he went from crashing to, screw it. And he was done.
42 minutes, buddy. You can't have it both ways.
Oh yeah, time compression. That's right. But what'd you think of the dinosaurs?
I didn't think that I thought the special effects were okay. I didn't think it was bad.
No,
it was
nothing
that I've never seen before.
I like that they kind of used different ones. I'm assuming the two towards the end were T-Rex or something similar. Yeah, you have velociraptors that look like they were done correctly, where they're more like chicken size, like smaller. And then they have, I think they're like Postosuchus or Suchomimus. Like, it's like original ancestor of what the crocodile became. And like those ones with the four legs, there's something Suchus. I think that's what those were supposed to be. And then they had, I think, an oviraptor in the cave. I think that's what that was, where it has like the crest on its head, that one he was fighting. Yeah. And I thought they did well with the dinosaurs. Like, it wasn't, I like that they looked different. They weren't Jurassic Park copies. They kind of had different colors. And so it just felt like a Saturday afternoon kids, like one of those you would watch as a kid. There's dinosaurs, there's guns, there's like nothing fantastic, nothing amazing, but it didn't need to be. You get this hour and a half train, like roller coaster, you're off the planet.
I did like the sound of the gun too. I know that's a weird thing.
No, that is a weird. No, I like the
With the surround sound. It was awesome. It sounded so good.
The gun did sound good. I thought the sound overall was pretty good on a lot of that.
Yeah. That just jumped out at me. I was like, oh, that's the sound like I hadn't heard before for a weapon. It was cool.
And that's why I couldn't figure out if it was more of like it didn't seem like there was bullets. It was some sort of energy blast, which I thought, because there was like, when he went to like, the gun malfunctioned at one point.
I think it had different types, because then remember he was the one, I think they were like the little velociraptors were attacking her on the beach. He was like shotgun shelling it type, and then he would go back to the laser.
Oh yeah, there was. Yep.
So yeah, there's a different. There's a movie that does that too, where you can choose between different. Maybe it's a video game. I don't know. I'm old, man. It's a Tuesday night. I'm tired.
Dude, we're tired.
Hey, look, it is what it is. I mean, honestly, it's not one of those movies you have to sit there and think too
No, it
deeply
is
about.
not. It is, yeah. It's not
But I
one of
agree
those.
with you. They did jam a little bit too much. They could have simplified it a little bit. But
And that's
again, what
kind
do
of,
we think
yeah.
of dinosaurs as a big asteroid? So I mean, it
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yep. All right.
It was okay.
Grade wise, C plus.
Go on. You're giving a C plus.
C plus. I
Okay.
didn't hate it. I honestly, I was like, okay. I thought it was going to be awful, like just awful. But I kind of like.
Why would you choose a movie you think is gonna be crap?
I like miserable. I like being miserable as well as watching miserable. But it's something I felt like I needed to see because I like dinosaurs and I like dinosaur movies. And as a kid, like dinosaur movies were the thing. Like, and then
Yeah.
like Jurassic Park kind of took over and cornered out every other dinosaur movie. So it's like everything is Jurassic Park. So when you have a chance to do something new with dinosaurs, I was like, okay, cool, let's do it. But then it's just, I was like the thing that would have made sense with him being human, like if they got stuck there with like 50 of them, or somehow their DNA got dropped into the water, or something that made people sprout up. That's what
I was thinking, and it would have been a little bit weird that potentially they were going to make them Adam and Eve. How cool would that have been?
I was thinking that too.
I was thinking. Now, granted, there's like a 30-year
There
age
is an
difference.
age difference, but who knows? Hey, 30 years. That's
Hey,
nothing.
they're aliens. Who cares?
Right, exactly. They don't have the laws we do. Man.
Yeah, I gave it a C.
Okay.
I I didn't hate it. I didn't um like there was just enough to be annoying. Like you had,
Yeah.
like there was if they changed a couple things, I could have made it to be like who was it you said?
Spike said, yep.
Spike said I was gonna make it give it a B plus. If they changed it a little bit, I would have liked it a little bit more. But you
And
know what?
I think that's where I am too. I appreciate the time of it. Like I appreciate that they didn't go epic and they just kept it a simple, I got to get from here to here and there. And that was it. I like that. I think more movies need to like tone it down. I have to.
Although it has a happy ending,
It does have a happy ending. And I thought for sure he was going to die and she would just be. Phew.
I didn't. I thought what was going to happen was they were going to leave and he was going to adopt her, which
I'm sure that's what happened. That had to be it. But, or they leave and another asteroid chunk hits their ship and they just get disintegrated right over the planet. And then their DNA sprinkles down to Earth and creates people. I fixed the movie.
There you go. We're good. All right. We gotta
and it's a miserable ending.
We got to go to 64 million years because, it goes back down. So 64 million, that's the sequel. That's what happened.
All right. What's Kitworthy? Anything?
I mean, you got the dinosaurs and they are different. You could always do that. For your spaceship guys, the ship had a cool
The ship
design.
is a nice ship. Yeah. It was a nice spaceship.
But you can tell that they spent all their money on the dinosaurs because the spaceship, the design was cool. It just looked very cartoony, I thought.
Yeah.
That look. But the ship design was cool. So I could see, especially me being a more of a plasticky guy than you, I could see a ship of that on my shelf. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I wonder if someone will do it because it's a pretty nice ship. And
my guess
you could take even some of that wreckage and put a dinosaur like with that and do a little diorama, like a little swamp diorama with that ship and some dinosaurs floating around. That'd be kind of cool. That was my biggest disappointment. They show that dinosaur in the swamp with its spine, like when he first get off, you see it kind of swimming, and they never show what that was. And I was like, oh, what was? I want to see what that was.
Yeah. Well, the other thing, that's the type of kit that ship. Fantastic Plastic. He likes to do that kind of stuff. I don't know if you ever go, but he does like the sci-fi ship resin garage kit type thing. I could see him doing that.
All right. Well, my kit choice is the baby dinosaur being ripped apart by all the other dinosaurs with his big doughy eyes. Like, oh, what's going on?
Well, you got to have the girl standing there too.
Yeah.
No.
That would be great.
A kid of sadness. You paint it with your tears.
That's awesome. What a wash that would be. That'd be. Oh man. All right. So that's where we're at.
lost
C
on that
plus
one.
and a C.
C for me. Yeah.
It's your choice, man. What's the next movie?
Well, first, I am gonna see in the theater Exorcist Believer. I'm gonna go see
Okay,
that one.
we can
for
get a
sure.
little mini review going of that next time.
My buddies and I were trying to figure out going to see that maybe this Friday, even on opening night. And
Okay.
then I have a couple, dude. I was sending you things, and one was
First of all, I
Alligator.
can't believe you've never seen Alligator.
I have. I've
Oh,
seen
okay.
Alligator.
Oh, you're
I
asking
just
if I hadn't seen it.
remember our rule is only one of us.
Okay. All right. I thought you
Alligator.
had.
That's why I sent it, because I was like, it's on here. That's great. I
Oh,
haven't
so
seen
it was. They did it on Joe Bob's Last Drive-In. It was one of the movies they did this season, and Alligator was one of those movies I had a kid on VHS because it premiered on like ABC or something as like a.
Mm-hmm.
I watched that movie every day. Like I had that thing on all the time.
Yeah, I same. I watched it all the time when I was a kid. It was great.
I love Alligator. And then when I watched it just recently, still loved Alligator.
Yeah, it's not
so
that
good.
bad. Just
So
a giant
good.
alligator in the sewers eating.
All right, so what are you choosing here, man? What are we gonna?
Well, I sent you a bunch, and I've said, dude, I can't decide on this, so I've gone with two. We're gonna ramp it up here because it's October. We
Okay.
got to go see it. So the first one is the Pope's Exorcist. We're gonna do that.
Okay. The Pope's Exorcist
with what's his name, Gladiator guy. And the second one, we're gonna have a little fun on Amazon. And this is one that is definitely in my wheelhouse. It's probably not in your wheelhouse. A little bit in your wheelhouse because I know we've talked about something here.
Okay.
Pro wrestlers versus zombies.
Dude, that sounds awesome.
and here's the thing. This is who's in it. I just took a screen.
No, don't tell me. Don't tell me. Dude, I don't want. I want to go in fresh. Don't say anything.
Yeah, I can't anyhow because I took a screenshot of the yeah.
All right, pro wrestlers versus zombies, and the Pope's Exorcist.
Two far ends of acting.
Okay. So we got the Russell Crowe Exorcist movie versus who knows? Awesome.
Roddy Piper, maybe.
He would be one of the zombies since he passed away.
Dude, man. This was made in the 90s.
Oh, really? Okay. All right.
This is an older film. Yeah, it's kind of corny looking.
All right.
Which is,
I'm down.
I love that. So I had to go with it.
All right, man. We will see you next time. Any other news?
Yeah, a little bit. I want to say to David Horvath, I'm sorry that the sarcasm didn't come through. I wasn't joking about not having number one. And because we're not going to see you, my man, have a happy birthday. Enjoy your 31st
Well, thank
day.
you. Yeah, yes, day 31.
The day of evil.
Well, actually, we might be recording right around then, right after.
Right after,
we'll
probably,
see. Yeah. Oh, boy. Well, thank you. We'll see. I hope I make it then.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you next time, man.
Later, buddy.
Take care.